Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, episode 288. Alright then, we left off last time when we can't beat that guy, use up them steps there, the rising tide. So we're going to have to go back and sort, because we originally, this is expansion, we originally got so far with the main story, then we got stuck, we weren't leveled high enough, and we decided to do expansion to level up. And then we get back to the main story, and then start working on some of these side quests too. Most of these I couldn't do at the time, and some of these I've added since the start. But now I was like, oh, I've done part one of the white what was it called, the White March complete. Oh, part two. Let's finish that off. Then we'll get back to the story. We're as strong as we're going to be at this point. Well, we can't finish the end of it, so we're gonna have to go back to main quests or side quests. So with that being said, well, it sucks. So that's why I've also asked, because yes, I'm trying to do a bunch of these at once. There's probably going to be quite a few episodes before we get back to the White March. If you have any ideas other than just leveling, how to beat that guy, please put in the comments. Because yeah, I'm probably going to have like 20, 30, 40 episodes before you see this at this point, but at that point, I probably won't even be back here. Pills is so long to complete. Okay, so what do we have? We have the Trials of Nuance. Continue to get... Oh, so I just need to talk to him, so we'll do that.
Not a problem.
He's right here. Let's have a chat. What must you say now? I had questions I want to ask you. I need you to leave. Never mind. Questions.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Okay. Why were we supposed to meet? I guess I haven't asked these things before. The why of it is you're a watcher, he snorts. A watcher runs two roads of why. For me, it's more a matter of what. Oh great, it's going to be a long conversation with him, isn't it? There was a time when I wouldn't have spared a thought for your words, or even bothered with you. Pee off then! But now seeking out watchers is what I do. Okay, what other watchers you just seeked out? You found me, you stuck with me the whole time. We found one watcher since then, and he's dead. To put the truth to them, see which are the two ways they bend. He smiles slightly taunting. Truth? What kind of truth? And what two ways are those? Let me ask you about something else. Yeah, what two ways are those? Either you're a dry field in need of a harvest burning. What? You frown for a moment, his eyes flat. Or you're lost in the darkness. Either way, you can see differently from others. He gives a half smile. Then his tone becomes accusing. I can tell by the way you notice the staff first off. Not many can see it at first, nor the etchings or the flames, but your eyes. He stares at you, almost eagerly nodding. Your eyes trace the path that I could see. So which are you, a dry field or lost in darkness? Dura's face tenses. The day we don't trade the questions back and forth is the day our paths no longer need to be joined. What? The day we don't trade that question back and forth. So in other words, you don't know. Dura's hand clenches his staff. The trial is done. So you don't know either. Put me on trial then? Send me your judgments, neither of us need them. So you don't know either. You know this nation is diseased. Don't need to be a watcher to see it in the children. The politics, the men that stalk the roads with knives in hands and murder in their eyes. This land needs life again, needs seeds planted in the burned soil. His voice drops, mocking, and his eyes narrow. And something tells me you can see the path to making that future happen. Watch your kind always does. So then we need to make sure you see truly now. This nation, its people don't need any more lies blinding them. Nor do I. You test the truth, you don't blindly accept it. And how do you plan to test me? Sharing the road, of course, one truth to match another, matching each other's pace-keeping rhyme. Other priests can keep their teachings and rantings for my faith. My teaching, sharing the road, is simple, hard truth. His smile widens, and his hands tap against his waist. Once, then twice, and when you knock one truth against the leg of another, why both legs stand firm. But now, if you strike a lie at the knee with the same force, his smile dies and his eyes narrow. Why you make a cripple with but one leg to stand on? Okay. That way you carry that staff. You won't find my truth lacking. Carry the staff. Is that why I just is about to launch another volley of words, blinks, then he rolls his head back and laughs deeply. The laughter coming until it seems the air will run out of his lungs until it seems forced. Perhaps your words are worth listening to, Watcher, he frowns. Any trace of humour gone? But the truth will win out. Keep pace and we'll see. Let's use something else.
The cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
Well, yeah, hopefully XP for this. Want to ask about the region history? Tell me about Margan, who's that? Oh, you know her? You must. He gives a bitter chuckle, then his tone evens out. She's many-headed biatch. What's your view of Margan? Does she still have any allies? Who are her enemies? Enough about Margan, I have a question. What's your view on her?
She's a goddess, as fickle as they come.
Okay.
And with all the failings you'd expect of an empress and a whore.
Wow.
Too many eyes, too many wants, too much to hold on to. That's the failing of a god. More aspects than words to describe her, like most of them. A god with many nations to oversee, only serves to spread herself too thin.
Okay. And he frowns, scratches at his face, he snorts. Full flames rarely cross twice, so perhaps that is the only truth she embraces. Who knows? Gods get greedy when it comes to fire. Fire is a god's hunger. What are her aspects? No, he's going to talk, is he? Durand begins to count on his fingers, chanting it off. War transforms, fire consumes, trials purify. Warfare, fire consuming, purification, and most of all, transforming. Trials as well, but all things are put to the test anyway. A trial can consume, purity, transform. They are all linked. Oh, my word, sorry. Gone a bit funny then. All through, at its heart, or through at its heart, is the flame. And the flame is what matters. It is the source of all things. Guess they should have started with that, eh? Any fool around a campfire knows that. Without flames, fire, we would have made little progress in the dark. Enough about Margan, I have other questions. Yeah, that one. To hear some of the inner fires, tell it around the heath and bellows, even in the halls of Ashfall. You'll think that fire brought life to man, and that fire was Marga. Some of the older texts say she rubbed her hands together and they burst into flame, or another god shafted her like a poker. He humped her? What? There are different prospects on her, then. Enough about Marga. Yeah, okay, that one. Oh, well, I don't know enough about that. He grunts. Mine is only one sight among many. Durand frowns, pauses, then his eyes take on an eager gleam. But here's one. I can speak to how the losing side sees her, and that should tell you enough. Tell me, speak to what an Ardan sees. I don't know. What does Ardan say? Enough of it. The Ardan have a proper polite translation for her. Excellence in war, tactical discipline, he snorts. That's why they lost their effing colony, of course. They were probably still quoting that while we had them bent across the decks. Okay, he's on about humping people. All their guns and cannons are fine, but useless when your staff is cracking light into their skulls, dispensing red gifts left and right. Dozan's first Titan, and he laughs. Ardons call that evolution? Whatever. Divine awareness. Those words are as welcome as the shoe word on one's boots. And that's all they took back with them while they were running. He shakes his head. A lesson learned at the wrong time. Almost feel a pang of sympathy for them. Almost. Lessons, what do you mean? The title is a god is knowing. A god adhering to words rather than walking the path, testing yourself in the heart of it. Walk until the words are stripped away and you feel it burning in your heart. That is the lesson. That ardent politeness, that pretty adherence to the words of Scripture as they saw it, that burned their ship, scarred them, kept them running throughout the Drywood campaign. He snorts. Divine awareness. There's no true faith in waiting to be tested. The best in battle have already showered themselves plenty. Showered themselves until they've dry and can focus on the killing. Okay. No questions.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
Maybe. Tell me about Margan. What is your view of Margan? Just what it's before. Not like a heart, but yeah. Does she have any allies?
Some. Shaped for hunt and war.
Pulls the finger scratching the pot.
Abidan the golem.
Scar at his cheek.
Galawain and his beasts. The The latter keeps us honest and awake. The other makes the tools by which we punish those who are not.
Doosan left his free hand from a double grip of his staff. Lets his free hand. Adon? I'm familiar with Adon. Nah. So you haven't heard. More gods than weeds in a field, and those are only the ones of this lifetime. They come and go, but are always here at the same time. Adam used to look human, those grunts. Got killed, then built a new body for himself. Transformation with Margon's help. Perhaps she needs her own blacksmith to tend the fires. If so, Adon serves it. Dorsford frowns. His weapon's a tool, not a god in my mind. Still, the people of Drywood, the cities especially, hold him dear. So be it if the reward for hard work and craftsmanship is a body like this, I'll keep my blood and my cock and hips to thrust it with. Yeah, he's had about humping a lot of people. Mention Garland. Want to ask something about Margot and Garland. Monster Father, the Great Hound, and as for monsters, this world has quite a bit, and not just the ones on two legs. It is as if he's made monsters solely to hunt them, to remain men of their place. He's busy making more, I suspect, more monsters than sends variation upon variation. What do you mean? Now, things I don't know. His aspects are a confusing bunch, and considering the respective reversal of fortune, especially in beasts, perhaps not so confusing. No reason why Margot and he shares a bed in my eyes. Even if he does believe in that child, a filthy all-land god, in many ways, howling and mellowing? Meowing? Mewlowing? I don't know. Perhaps like they do. They can keep their beasts. I'll take fire and weapons any day. I wanted to ask you something about Margot. Who are her enemies? Keep troubling me, and I may extend the taff bowl for each question. Enough questions for now. Let the road keep up until the next campfire. Now, we're done. Okay, so does that advance the quest? Can get to know him. He was once the engineer of Godhammer Bomb. 3 more to this chat. Okay, there's more to it. Just to keep getting to know him. Come here, you. Anything else? Questions?
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on.
Anything else? Are you a servant of wealth? Let mysteries in question remain with him, at least until the next time we need rest. Okay, so you don't want to talk about it anymore.
What?
So anything else?
If doubts and curiosity plague.
Do you have wealth's eyes painted on your skin? There's more mysteries than questions, and even a marching force of answers won't placate you. What that means. Even soldiers need to let their thoughts settle, just as their priests do. Okay, I guess he's had enough talking. So yeah, that. I think I got no XP for that, so that did not help. Seek out Saint Wall battlefield with ND. Oh, he's back at the thingy, isn't he? Or is it? Is he the ogre, or is it him?
Hey.
Oh, with you. Do I need to talk to you now? I've been asking myself, if I was murderous secret society in Draywood, what would I do? But none of my ideas are very good. I want to ask you something about you. What about Ephraim?
It makes 2 of us.
What is there to know about Ephraim?
If you're looking to find religion, maybe you want to start with a god that hasn't been burned to dust, but I won't stop you.
Okay.
Aethys, he was a young man with a silver crown. Carried a candle around with him.
So amused grunt. Sounds
like I'm giving a bad eulogy here.
Okay. Oh, you want me to carry on? He was a lot of different things to different people, I guess. Rebirth, redemption, light. Out in the country, he's Gart, the farmer, who helps all things past, season, and people both. He watches over the week, does Gar, sees imbalance made right. You could see why all the copulous rowdies around here might take a liking to someone like that. He was real popular here for a time. These days, you won't find too many workmanshiping of us in the open. It's hard to know who still does it in private and who gets given up. Feels like I'm the last one sometimes. If that's the case, he deserves all the mourning. He smirks. Do you still worship Ephraim?
In my way. I don't suppose he expects me to show up at his temple these days. Not much left to do for him other than keep his memory alive and keep hoping that he's just been playing a joke on all of us these past 15 years.
Wow, big joke. For as I know, he hasn't said anything to anybody since Godhammer detonated. Why worship him now? No question, yeah. He grimaces. Well, if it turns out he's not dead, and I gave up on him, I'll have betrayed my God twice. Even the God of redemption got to have standards. I'll probably be reborn as a fat something's horse, or ornament's horse. That's not really it, though. Not all of it, anyway. He casts a sidelong glance. Guess it's not. It's more I still believe in the things he believed in. I just hope his death doesn't mean the death of those things as well. Sometimes it looks that way. Why did you choose to worship Alphonse in the beginning?
Phrased that way. My family's been Aethasian going way back.
Aviation.
Suppose it wasn't much of a choice at first. Don't know for sure why my family started worshiping him. Probably because of Gon looking after folks like us.
Okay. He looked you in the eye. Conspiratorial, whatever. Could just as well be that my ancestor did something so bad only Aethys could forgive. I'll explain a lot about where I got some of my less respectable traits. And we're at 60 minutes, so we'll continue conversation with him next episode. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please, like, please subscribe. Please, next time. I've been IVATOPIA. You've been awesome. Thank you for watching. Have a great wonderful day. Subscribe. Thank you much. Bye.